What is up, guys? Mitchell or Deity back with the last episode of our top 5 units of every element, color, whatever series. So the last one is light. I'm going to go through this pretty quickly. So the light element, it's again going to be similar to the other element, but there is one 4-star I'm going to put in there, and there's almost two, so I'll talk about it as to who are the top 5 strongest of the light element. So number one, I'm going to go ahead and just say it. I am just going to say General Pergas. General Pergas is absolutely insane in PvP in every single way. He is one of AoE Idol's Cheer, pushing up your team is crazy. I'm just going to go ahead and give the first slot to him. This is not rank 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just the 5 that I think are the best. I'm actually going to cheat a little bit on it too. But overall, he has Provoke Chance on a skill 1, which is actually goes up to 70%. Or 75%, sorry, which is pretty decent, right? 50, 60, 75, yeah, 75%. It does very good damage, so he's HP scaling. You can build him 20,000 HP. He's going to hit for 5,000 per S1, which is amazing. Secondary skill is going to give 10% CR push every time he's hit, up to 15, plus he has a EE that gives an additional 3%, so exclusive equipment, putting him up to 18, which is Idol's Cheer, which is crazy. So, lastly, though, the reason that, well, obviously those two things are also great, but one of the parts that makes him so good is he has AoE hit, gives attack buff to your team, and stun. So he is literally a tank, a damage dealer, a support unit, everything together. You can run him on multiple different artifacts. A lot of people right now are running him on Warhorn to give him additional turn cycling. Some people run him on Draco Plate for more damage plus a little mitigation. Some people run him on Card of Small Miracles to give defense to your team and attack buff. But overall, with that, Warhorn ends up being better because it gives attack buff to your team as well. Or not attack buff, but extra attack to your team. So he is just an absolutely amazing unit. He deals a ton of damage, and everyone hates him. I feel like he is just he came in really hot during Season 3 of RTA, and since then he's been nuts. But he's also really good in PvE. Obviously, you can use him as a front Wyvern 13 tank, which a lot of people do that. So number 2, I'm gonna go ahead and still throw Ambitious Taiwan in here. As I said every one of these videos, this is my opinion. Let me know down below what your opinion is as to who you think the top 5 are. But Ambitious Taiwan is a unit that can literally solo your team mid-game, and if you have a squishy team, can literally solo you as well. I do not have him, which is probably part of why I feel like he's so broken, because I haven't used him and had him fail yet. But he's fallen off a little bit lately, but he used to be an absolute terror. But now he's still used. He's used on Holy Sacrifice most of the time, but you can also use him on Elbrus. He has Soul Stealing on his skill 1 as well as Provoke. He's HP scaling just like General Pergas. It's absolutely obnoxious unit to fight. And removing souls from your opponent is super strong. It actually is what usually used to screw up my old RTA team, because I would try for a sort of cleave with Vivian, and it always ended up infuriating me that it stole my souls. I can't soul burn, I don't have enough damage now, and I don't end up killing. But this gives a 100% chance to cleanse one AoE cleanse per turn for your team. So every time he gets hit, if your team is unbuffed, then has some kind of a debuff on them, then it will cleanse it, obviously, and then it resets every single turn, which is amazing. But the skill 3 is the final thing. If you build a Taiwan on a damage build, the skill 3 does a lot of damage, which is obnoxious, but it also has an 85% chance, or 10%. I don't have him, like I said, so I think it's 85 or it's 80, 70, 80. I don't see 2. I'm kind of blind, put my glasses on, but I think it's 80% to stun and give 2 turns slow. 2 turns slow is the reason he's able to solo teams, because once you stun and slow them, then they actually have like basically 2 to 3 turns worth of turns where he doesn't do anything, and you can soul burn those for 10 souls to spam it every 2 turns, which is absolutely stupid. 1 turn cooldown. A Taiwan, I want him so bad just to try him, but I have a feeling once I get him, I won't put him as high on my list. So next up, I'm going to go ahead and throw Sageball and Cezanne in here as well. Sageball is absolutely amazing right now. He's in the coin shop. I want to get him as well. These are 2 of the only ML5s I'm missing. But Sageball is a super control unit. He can stop cleave. He can actually do very well against tanky teams because his skill 3 does HP percent missing damage, and it's penetrates defense like a blue crowd. But if it kills, he goes back to full health, silences the rest of the enemy team, and it's absolutely nuts. So he is very annoying. His skill 2 strips and sleeps for 1 turn. You can put him on Abyssal Crown. You can put Sageball and Warhorn for more turn cycling. You can put him on whatever you want, and he's just an absolutely obnoxious unit to deal with. And he actually gets turn cycling from his S1 when you do land sleep. So he just continually takes turn, keeps bopping the enemy, controlling them. He's just a one-man control team that actually works because he has strip within his kit. Silverblade Aramintha just isn't quite as good. Specimen says is good in certain situations. Next up, though, I'm going to give it to LQC. So LQC is an absolutely ridiculous unit. She just won out of Banner not too long ago, but she gives herself immunity on her skill 1, which makes her good into a lot of different units, even into Carrot to an extent, as long as you have a pretty tanky one. So giving herself immunity every time she S1s is amazing. Secondarily, she gives herself damage mitigation and the team. So decrease the damage suffered by critical hit for herself by 30% and up to 15% for your team. So she is literally just an adamant holder, but without having to hold adamant. So this passive is very, very good, and it also gives her combat readiness boost when she does get crit, which is great. Lastly, her skill 3 is absolutely insane. So it's going to heal her. It's going to hit for a ton of damage. If you hit a dark unit, it penetrates the dark unit's defense by 50%. And if you hit a dark unit, you're going to get splash damage dependent on your attack to the enemy team. So she's technically a single target nuker that also has AoE into her kit if used into dark units, which is absolutely amazing. And it's a fast cooldown. It's a 3-turn cooldown, and you can soul burn it to where it also gives 3 souls, so more souls. But for 20 souls, you get an extra turn, and then the next time that you come around, you're going to already have the skill 3 again. Well, one turn of S1 after that, and then you have it again. So she can cycle her skill very, very quickly, and just there's a reason that every top player pretty much has a crazy one built. So a lot of people are going on like the low crit damage, very slow Hellcutter builds, or like medium crit damage, but with like 4.5k attack, and it just hits for a stupid amount of damage. If you hit a dark unit, it can one-shot pretty much anything in the game. In the Epic 7 World Cup, there was actually one that skill 3'd into a Ruele that didn't even get the bonus of the dark unit and still one-shot the Ruele. It did like 25,000. Ruels are built very tanky. So she is an absolutely crazy unit. I think it was the winner of the Epic 7 World Cup. So the last unit, I'm going to give a close call to Tempest. Tempest is very good. As a 4-star, she almost makes the list. Fates Solidica has fallen off a little bit. She used to be like a core staple unit, especially within Cleave, but now she's like, she gets picked sometimes, not as much. She's okay. Last Rider Crow is still absolutely amazing. I kind of want to maybe switch something out for him. Maybe he should be switched with like General Pergas or something. Last Rider Crow is still a fantastic unit. Fighter Mai is still really good. Overall, though, the rest aren't really that great. Silverblade Aramintha doesn't strip, so she's really good for non-RTA, and Solitaria is really good into certain situations, but they're just not good all the time. But the last two I'm going to cheat, and I'm going to put 2, Ruele and Maid. I'm going to put Maid as the 5 pick, but Ruele is very close too. So Maid Chloe is getting a lot more use now because she just got buffed. She gives AoE attack buffs. She cleanses two different buffs with her skill 3, or debuffs. So if you get Basard, she can just heal. She heals every single turn because of her passive on 2 different units, which is amazing. Increases effect res to your whole team too, which allows you to draft her into even extra style comps if you want to give that little bit of extra effect res to stop a debuff comp. And her S1 can stun on a 35% chance. And if you're using a team that has like Troublemaker Crozet with her and you have a already stunned opponent, then you could just attack into them, that Troublemaker Crozet stun, and then you get the CR boost for your team, which is very, very good. I've seen some very disgusting comps with this. Super tanky. Most people that use this either are using it within a cleave and going fast, or they're drafting and making sure the game's going to last a good 15 minutes. And it's very, very annoying. But overall, her skill kit is absolutely insane, giving revive buff to your entire team and increasing attack. And if your units are dead, it's going to res them with their CR bar or combat readiness amount that they had before they died, which is pretty crazy. So if you had a unit that was about to take a turn but died, then they're going to revive at that very high bar and get to attack right away. So pretty nice. And they revive with attack buff. Next up, Ruele. Ruele is like Maid Chloe, but more for, I don't know how to explain why I definitely Maid Chloe is above Ruele for me right now, but Ruele just has more healing potential and like targeted revive, and the invincibility is amazing. So Ruel obviously can heal on her skill 1 if you soul burn it. She does a little bit of health anyway without soul burning to unit with the lowest HP. And then, or is it AoE? Hold on. Texting with the staff before yeah, lowest HP. I had to double check. And then her S2 full cleanses and gives barrier and heals a lot. That's really good. And healing's very large. And then her skill 3 revives one dead ally, or you can use it on an ally that's still alive to protect them for a turn. And this skill is pretty unique. Nobody else has something that can just completely keep your team alive, or just has the flexibility of the skill. So Ruel still for she's always been great since RTA. She's always been good in Guild Wars. She can be good in Arena if you need a specific comp to take out other ones. But overall, they're both just amazing units. They're all ML5s, obviously. But that's going to be it for this video. Thank you guys for watching all the Elemental series top 5 videos of my opinion. So the rest of this week, I'm going to be uploading a 3-star version of this, but all in one video. I'm just going to take who I think the strongest 3 stars within Epic 7 are, and I'm going to be making a guide on who to 6-star first for new players. And then other than that, if you have any video ideas you want to give me, let me know down below in the comments. I appreciate it. But it's been Mitch or Deity, and I will see you all in the next video. Peace out.